favorites, one of your favorites. You've been tweeting us both this morning. Gail Vaz-Oxlade is here, our finance fairy godmother, as I call her. Good morning and Happy New Year, Gail.
Happy New Year to you, too.
This is beautiful. It's called Saving for School. Not only are you a gorgeous cover girl, but can we take a look at the thickness? This is easy, quick reading, and it had better be. Otherwise, people aren't going to read it. Filled with tips.
Filled with tips and all the basics, everything you need to know to figure out which kind of RESP to use, how much you should put in, how to use it, how to get the money back out, and how to make sure your kids don't go off the rails when you send them to college or university.
Average debt is?
Just over $27,000, but that's an average. And so, you know, if my kid has no debt. So somebody has got so somebody else has my kid's debt.
Okay, so what do we do as parents watching right now? When do you begin contributing, and how much do you contribute per month to the RESP?
Okay, so I started when my children were born. As soon as they were born, I opened up RESPs and I started putting $100 a month away. If you can't afford $100, do 50. If you can't afford 50, do 25. Your aim is to try and get as much of the free money as is available, because if you put $100 into an RESP, the government will give you $20 for free. Retail loves to use the word free, never means free. The government's giving you free money.
So you stand to gain $7,200 in government cash.
That's right. If you do this consistently over your child's life, you don't have to put it in all at once. In fact, you shouldn't. There's a lifetime limit on an RESP, and some people are of the opinion you should put the money in as fast as possible, but then you pass on the free money. So I suggest people not do that, that they put in a maximum of $2,500 a year to get the grant money. And if there's a year you haven't contributed for yet, so let's say you didn't start saving for your child's future until they were 6 or 7, you can catch up for a year you missed.
You can catch up for a year you missed.
So conceivably, you could get $1,000 in free money.
Okay, so it's not too late if you're watching at home right now thinking, I've never done this. If your child's 10, 8, and 7, you can
get started. Absolutely. And, you know, just start with a little something, something. Just start. You need a social insurance number. You need to pick the right RESP.
How do you know which one's
This is important.
Right?
Well, there are 3 kinds. There is the group RESP or scholarship trust RESP. Not that one.
Okay. Forget she said it.
Don't even go there, okay? Because that's the one everybody has problems with. They have high fees, they're more restrictive. Skip it. Just don't even include it in your... Then there's a family plan and an individual plan. I say go with the individual, because you can go from an individual to a family, but you can't go the other way.
Got it.
So go simple. Start with an individual plan. Make sure when you go to your financial institution, they'll apply for all the grant money you're entitled to. And here's something that a lot of people don't realize. If you are very low income, you don't have a hope in hell of coming up with any money for your RESP. Open one up anyway. If you are low income, the government will give you $500 and $100 a year till your kid turns 15.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
All you have to do is open it and they
get
will
an
put the money
SIN number.
Annually.
Absolutely. So why would you step over the $20 bill on the sidewalk?
Very good. Exactly. That's what it's like. Is giving away that free money, crumpling on top of a $20 bill.
Absolutely.
Now you do say there's a cap. If your child or young adult is 15?
Well, what happens is you can't make a contribution to an RESP and get grant money for it past your child's 16th birthday.
Okay.
So you need to do this before your child turns 15.
Okay. So you'd have to put in a huge lump sum then if they are 15.
And still you wouldn't get all the grant money. You still wouldn't get all the grant money because remember, you can only get 1 year's worth of grant money and 1 year worth of catch-up.
Okay.
So the most you'd ever be able to get is $1,000. So starting early is important.
And it doesn't have to be $100. If you've got 3 kids, that's a lot of money per child.
It can be. So, you know, start with $50 a child. But ultimately, what you have to decide is whether it is more important that you have that cup of coffee or that newspaper or that magazine or that new pair of shoes, or that your child have that for their future. Because, you know, if you're an aspirational parent, you want the best for your kids and you want to give them as much of a hand up as you can.
Absolutely. And then you talk about what to do when you're in the dorm. A lot of people spend money frivolously on, you know, on fashion or food or now technology, my gosh, to keep up with all that stuff.
Booze.
booze, but they never tell their parents, right? So we're actually answering a whole bunch of questions in part 2 with Gail, because I know you guys always want to get advice from her. She is the pro. So we'll do that in segment 2. To pick up this book, Saving for School, go to her website, gailvaz-oxlade.com. As well, you can catch the financial segments weekly on the 5. Every Thursday, you're on the 5 with our Melanie Ng and Tom. So thank you for doing that.
My pleasure.
We'll be back with round 2 after this. Right now, we're going to take a quick break. More with Gail in just a few minutes. Thank you, Gail.